hostage-taking, the crimes they've committed against the Israeli people. So that is our hope, and we expect all of those countries, those 14 other countries, to strongly condemn this violence by Hamas. It's too early. We haven't even had the consultations yet, but this is not about a statement. This is about condemnation. And so we're expecting all council members to strongly condemn what's happened.
Any more word on Americans? How many Americans are being held, or how many Americans have died?
We're looking into reports. We've heard reports that several Americans may have been taken hostage. Some may have been killed. So we're looking into those reports to see, and we want to try to get the facts. But we are obviously concerned about this, health, safety, and well-being of American citizens in the region right now.
What do you say to Palestinians who say that we hear now condemnation of what Hamas did, but we didn't hear any condemnation in the past to attacks by settlers, of violence, of killing of Palestinian civilians?
You're saying condemnations from whom?
From Western countries, from the
U.S. We've always condemned violence against innocent civilians. Clearly, we have always done that. But what the focus needs to be on today is the condemnation of these brutal terrorist attacks. This was terrorism, plain and simple. And that kind of thing cannot be allowed to stand. So, like I said, when I go into that meeting, and when we're in that meeting, I expect to hear from the other council members very strong condemnation of these heinous acts of terrorism committed against the Israeli people and their government.
Ambassador, any comment on what the U.S. will do to retrieve hostages?
Obviously, I'm not going to talk about that sort of thing. We need to get the facts, as I mentioned, and we'll go from there. But obviously, we're concerned about any Americans who may have been injured, obviously, if there are any that have been killed, and any that have been taken hostage. So let us get the facts first, and believe me, we will certainly be doing what we can to take care of those Americans who may have been harmed by this conflict.
Was there any attempt to get a unified statement out of the council after this?
Well, we're going to have the consultations. I don't want to prejudge what's going to come out of it, but again, from our standpoint, this is not about having some kind of council product right now. We need to hear from all council members that they strongly condemn what has happened, these heinous terrorist attacks committed by Hamas.
Mr. Ambassador, will you come out and talk to us afterwards and tell us whether you actually heard condemnation from the 14 other council members? And what is your reaction to what the Palestinian ambassador just told us, that Israel should not be allowed to now go and attack the Palestinian people and try to destroy them?
All I can say, I forgot your first part of your question.
You're coming out to...
Procedure is we don't talk about what went on in closed consultations, but I'm happy to come out and, address other types of issues. With regard to the question of about what the Palestinian ambassador said, I haven't heard it, but this idea of creating false equivalencies between what Hamas is doing, and frankly, steps Israel needs to take to secure its security, territorial integrity, and sovereignty is unacceptable. There should be no false equivalencies here. So this is about Hamas terrorism, plain and simple.
Is there anyone who's trying to calm things down on the ground? Are there any talks between different parties?
Well, there's a lot of diplomacy going on in the region. Let me just leave it at that right now. Okay, thanks.